But if you close your eyes,
hello awesome people, welcome back to the channel. I've been away for quite some time. If you want to know why, then there's some videos up on the channel explaining why. I'm not going to go back into that in the gaming video because this is meant to be a positive and fun video. And for all you guys entering this video, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Things are getting better. I'm going to get back in shape. I'm going to get back to getting to the schedule hopefully soon. And we're gonna bring in a new game. This game is called 2 Point Hospital, and it's an amazing game basically. Some of you guys might know Theme Hospital from quite a long time ago. I've played it in my childhood, and at that point I wasn't old enough to actually understand all the delicate jokes that were in it. It was still a very fun game to play, and it's quite hard. It's not an easy thing to do, and this is basically the spiritual follow-up of that game. 2 Point Hospital is made by the people that made Theme Hospital, and it is an amazing game. As you can see over here, I've already played a little bit. Well, actually, I've played quite a bit of it because the idea was to test it and then do some videos on it. But the testing was so cool that I just kept playing. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start over and we're gonna introduce you guys to the game. We're gonna start a new game. As you can see, this was called Hipbone's Healthcare. We're probably gonna do something the same for the video. But we're gonna start a new game, and I will shut up.
At 2 Point Hospital, over 52% of our patients believe they leave healthier than when they arrived. Our precisely calibrated equipment is operated by compassionate healthcare practitioners, many of whom have even been to medical school or watched ER. If you suffer from turtle head, let us ease your worries and noggin gently out of your body. Chest infection is no laughing matter. Put your trust and oversized shoes in our capable hands. We're building a brighter, safer future, and hardly anything will stand in our way. You deserve the best. So join us at 2 Point Hospital. We're open for new staff, new patients, and a new you. Can I go play golf yet? I'm teeing off at 3.
Well, that was an amazing introduction video, and it really sets the scene about what this game is about. It's just a very fun game about building a hospital. And we're gonna build hospitals throughout the 2 Point County, as you can see here. Welcome to 2 Point County. I'm Albert Crank. I will be your trusty advisor on this journey, I think. This is Hogsport, and here's your first hospital. Click on it to get started. Basically, this game is a hospital building simulator, I guess, just a game, and people are going to come in with a lot of funny illnesses that you need to try and cure, and that's just basically what makes the game so amazing. Now, we're going to set this up, we're going to rename this. We're not going to be called 2 Point Foundation, no. That's just way too easy. We're going to be called Hipbone's Healthcare. If you have a better name, make sure to leave a suggestion in the comment section. I might change it, but I want to have it something to do at least with the channel, so that's why the Hipbones is in there. It doesn't have to say Hipbone for a matter of fact, but you know, if you have a better name, then please leave a comment and I will probably get back to you. Now, before we actually start, I want to explain a few things. You have career goals. Now, if you do these things, you can actually collect some extra cash. And extra cash is this one, kudos. And with the kudos, you unlock certain items that will help you in your journey of making better hospitals. That's something that's different because normally you know, in the normal game you actually use this money to pay for things, the normal money. Now, the idea is that you unlock things by getting stars, and then you get to the next one, and the next one, and next one, and so on. Now, we only can see this area right now, but I know for a fact that over here there are many more areas where you can actually do things, and the hospitals will be getting quite hard pretty soon to actually unlock at 3 stars. So, this is going to be the first hospital, Hogsport. Begin your career as a hospital administrator. Learn the basics of the job by establishing your first hospital. This is basically a tutorial level. So that's what we're going to do. And here we are, 2 Point Hospital. Welcome to 2 Point County. Are you ready to start building your first hospital and curing some patients? I am very ready. First things really, blah blah blah. This is just explaining how we can use the keys and whatever, and we have to move the camera until we, you know, get that little bob here. And okay, so the reception. The first thing the hospital will need is a reception. Patients will have here when they arrive at the hospital. Let's build a reception desk near the entrance. Let's do so. Now, basically, this is our building, and we in this hospital we don't have any possibility of actually getting more stuff, more building space. Other hospitals we will actually have that. So this being a tutorial hospital, it doesn't really matter. So we're gonna place a reception. We're gonna go straight in front of the door. Probably just go over here somewhere. That would be totally fine. And then we need a receptionist. Great, we'll need an assistant to run reception. Let's hire one now. Click the hire button and select assistants. So basically we're gonna hire, we're gonna go to assistants, and then you see all these people. I will actually pause the game for a sec so I can talk about this. You see all these people, you can see nurses, doctors, assistants, janitors, and they all have different sort of traits. So if we took a look at Betty Bigley over here, she has customer service 1 and customer service 2, which basically gives her extra skill when dealing with customers or patients. You also have things like stamina training. That means that they don't have to take a break. They have increased happiness. They are working faster and more efficient, stuff like that. And for janitors, there's other stuff like maintenance, upgrading machines, nurses with treatment and diagnosis, and you also have doctors with the same thing. You also have doctors that need, for instance, a psychiatry degree to actually be a psychiatrist in your hospital, but that's going to become apparent later on. So basically what we're going to do now, we're going to go for Colin Ginger. He works fast and efficient and has 2 levels of customer service. Let's hire you. You can also actually see a picture and see some things here. So he's inspiring, he's hygienic, he's high energy, and he spent the summer as a sheepdog. Now if you go over here, you can actually see that some of these things will actually have things that, you know, buffs or debuffs in his work schedule. So for instance, tireless means that he works longer before needing a break, and hygienic means that he likes to stay clean and hygienic. That's other things that can be either good or bad. And well, actually, I don't really look at those. Those are way less important than actually the rest. So we put down the assistant. Let's unpause. He will just sit down and wait until we do anything. So we need also a general practitioner's office, a GP office. Great, before we officially open, we'll need a GP office. Patients will visit a doctor working as a GP, general practitioner, at each stage of diagnosis. The GP will assess patients and decide if they are ready for treatment or if they require further diagnosis. Let's build a GP's office now. Yeah, let's do that. So this is basically explaining us how to build a room, but I will do that for you guys. So we just click on here, GP's office. Now, where do we want to build the GP's office? Probably we just want to go in these corners. You have a little video out here, you know, that they show you how to do it. They build it over here. I don't like that idea. I want to build it right over here. So we just drag the room size. We can make it bigger if we want to. It doesn't really need to be bigger in my eyes. Well, actually, we could actually shrink it down.
Nigel Bickleworth.
And the radio is
2 Point
pretty
Radio.
amazing at some point, so...
Welcome back to your favorite radio station with the vastly overqualified Sir Nigel Bickleworth. I'm here to inform, to entertain, and to bring some small measure of sophistication to your drab little lives. Should any of you have any requests for popular tunes, as I believe people like to call them, do not hesitate to repress that impulse. I have no intention of playing any of that drivel.
Okay, so I sometimes will shut up and just lead you to enjoy the radio's banter, because they actually can say a lot of funny things. But what I did was build a simple room, put some stuff in it, like the filing cabinets. This is the one was actually needed. So this is where the patient will sit down and talk to the doctor. We have a fire extinguisher, a small bin, and a plant to make it a bit more beautiful. And as you can see here, there's a little bar that says how much prestige the level of the room is. Now, the more prestigious a room, the more efficient the room, and the happier the staff that will actually work in it. So basically, that's it. Let's go in there and build a Doctor Whom. Excellent. Now we need a doctor. So same thing as before. Hire, go to doctors. Now we want a doctor that's good at a GP office, or at least at diagnosing things. You have stamina training. You are very efficient and fast, and you have diagnosis. We're gonna take you. we will find better specialized doctors later on. So now that we have these two things, the reception and the GP's office, the hospital is now open. Good news, our hospital is now open for business. Patients are starting to arrive. After they register at reception, they'll be sent to the GP for diagnosis. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. Zooming, yeah, this is just basically, it's telling us how to move the camera. And then we can do this and this. Which is basically a small tutorial while you wait for the first patient. And there is our first patient. Now, who are you? You look a little bit... you have a weird face. You don't seem to have eyes, or you're walking with your eyes closed. You're Ernie Cougar. Ernie Cougar. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to the reception right now. We're gonna see what type of illness you will have. I could already start building other stuff, but we're gonna really follow the tutorial here so you guys can actually keep up, because I know what we should be doing already. But you know, I wanna, for the people that don't know these type of games, I want to make sure that you actually can follow it. So we have just diagnosed our first patient. The GP has sent you a message, which is over here. Have a look at the message list in the bottom right. Looks like we'll need to build a pharmacy. So basically we found out what this guy has. He has gout, which gout is frequently transmitted in bathrooms, and modern medication is effective, unlike earlier times when it had to be dug out painfully with a screwdriver. Oh gosh. The patient is seeking treatment. We will need a pharmacy in order to treat them. Now, we can now have more patients that have this illness. Basically, a pharmacy is a very easy way to start up a hospital, because, you know, most of the earlier illnesses will be able to be treated in a pharmacy. So basically, we can now send him home or get him to wait. But we're going to build a pharmacy no matter what. So we're going to get him to wait on that pharmacy. So now our goal is to build a pharmacy and hire a nurse. So we're going to go into here, build a pharmacy. Now the pharmacy... the thing is, I already know that we're gonna need more GP offices in the future once the hospital is getting a little bit busier. So I actually want to build the pharmacy. There's a perfect spot over here to build that, but I'm gonna go down over somewhere else to build that. Let's actually build it over here. Let's actually try some stuff out. So we built the room, we built the door, and then we have this big drug mixer. Let's put it just against the wall, and then we can actually beautify the room a little bit more. This is basically what's needed. I know that windows on a hospital room is a bit weird, but it gives you a lot of prestige, and apparently the patients don't care about, you know, being seen from the outside. So we're gonna do that. We're of course gonna place a bin and an extinguisher so that it's safe and we have somewhere to, you know, leave our litter. And we're just gonna put in a plant, like straight here, to make it a little bit more beautiful. And that's it. So now we need to hire a nurse to actually work in there. So we don't have a nurse that has a specialization in the pharmacy. Basically, when we're gonna just hire you. We don't need a diagnosis nurse over here because this is not diagnosis, this is treatment. So let's go on. And whilst we're doing this, we can actually start building some other stuff, like benches. People want a place to sit. Patients are reminded not to have dark thoughts. Well, that actually will probably help, right? Saying that. We're also going to put in a drink machine and a snack machine over here so that people have somewhere to go. Let's put a leaflet stand. Like, oh, the patient is cured. Well done. We've cured our first patient. We've earned some money and the hospital's reputation has improved, which will attract more patients. When a doctor or nurse treats a patient, their ability will influence the chance of success. Some illnesses are tougher than others. Continue diagnosing and treating blah 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 blah. So we basically need to treat people to get money.
Staff announcement. We've just cured our
Let's
very
build
first
a
patient.
leaflet stand right here, so that's basically reducing the boredom of people that have to wait. Janitors and maintenance, I know this, we need to get a janitor. Let's actually click this away. This is what they... Okay, this is hospital reputation. It's down here. So basically, the higher your reputation, the better the people are that you can hire, but also the more people that are coming into your hospital. So basically, the higher the reputation, the more things you need to actually achieve. Because otherwise people will storm out angrily because they won't be helped in time, or you don't have the actual treatment room for them. So... we have to hire a janitor now. So let's hire a janitor who is just fast and effective. And there's our second patient. Well, not our second, our third or fourth already. Kensington Radish. Keeping people happy. Okay, this is basically it. It's important to keep your staff and patients happy to ensure the hospital runs smoothly. Patients will get bored, thirsty, and hungry over time. Make sure they have access to entertainment, which is basically at this point our leaflet stand, food, which is our snack machine, drinks, which is our drink machine, and the comfy seat, which are basically just the benches. When they're between appointments, if they become unhappy, they will leave to go to another hospital. And then we get some controls over how we put down items, which is not very important right now. We already know how that is done, basically. Now, it's just keep popping up whenever I'm talking. And I'm talking a lot, so. Staff get tired as they work and will eventually go on a break. A staff room will help them relax and return to work energized. Drinks and snacks help to keep them happy too. If you make a room larger and fill it with interesting items, it will be considered more prestigious. This is basically what I've been talking about. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a staff room now. And I'm going to build the staff room in the middle of the hospital somewhere, because knowing that we can't build other buildings over here around the hospital, we know that this is going to be the entire building what we have to do, what we have to work with. So basically, if we put a staff room right here, that is close enough to all the things that the entire staff can actually use it. So we put the door over here. Let's put in some windows on this side. Let's put in a sofa. Let's put in a sofa over here. And let's put in another sofa over here. Let's put in a drink machine, because they want to have an ability to get food and drinks. Let's put in a bin right next to it. Let's put an extinguisher right here, just so that they feel safe. Let's put in some lockers, so they can use them to put their stuff somewhere. So we already have a prestige level 3 of... Let's put another one down there, why not? And let's actually put some armchairs down here to... let's actually do this. You can actually, if you want to, you can actually start rotating these. No, wait. If you want to, but I'm just gonna use the grid for now. We will make a bit more creative rooms later on, I guess. Windows, let's actually put a window right here, and maybe right here and here. That is gonna be totally fine. The staff room is done. Awesome! Let's go. Staff room, we're not going to read all those things. I mean, if you want to read them, you can pause the video. I already know what's going to say. I've already talked about a lot of the things that you're actually going to do. So Charlie work, this is basically janitors and how things work. So they need to empty bins, sweeping up litter, unblocking toilets. And talking about that, we need to build a toilet. Yeah. So a toilet, where are we going to build a toilet? Probably this is going to be another GP's office. So I think a toilet over here might be good. It's also very central, and people will be able to access it pretty easily. And we will put it over here. We'll put the toilet cubicles over here. We'll put a sink down here and here. And we will put a hand dryer down here and here. We'll put a small little bin right here. A small extinguisher right there. That's going to be an amazing toilet, right? Bam! Toilet done. Okay. So... we basically have the basics right now. We now need to be able to further diagnose people, like the thing is saying. We're hearing reports of some new illnesses in town. These might be harder to diagnose. We may need to build a new diagnosis room. If a GP isn't certain, they will send a patient for further diagnosis. So we have a general diagnosis unlocked right now, which is a further diagnosis room. And let's try and keep diagnosis around the same part of the hospital and get treatment over here, for instance. So basically, we will build a diagnosis room over here, just the minimum, the bare minimum, because we don't have a very big hospital right here. We don't have a lot of space to work. Let's put the machine over here. Let's put the bat right next to it. Let's put an extinguisher right here, because this actually can caught fire. These machines can get on fire if you don't have if you're unlucky, or if you don't maintain them well. And that's basically enough. Prestige level 2, that's enough for now. And we need to hire a nurse for, to actually do that. So diagnosis skill is very good for a nurse in here, because it's a diagnosis room. So we're gonna just put her in. And what we're also gonna do is hospital level. Yeah, the hospital level will go up. So the more you build, the more staff you hire, and all that stuff, the hospital level will go up. And that's basically a good thing. So benches in there for people to sit on. Should we put a bin? No, okay, we can't. So
Holistics is apparently going to open another of its nature communes for sick people with more sense than money. Fortunately, I have equal amounts of sense and money.
So Holistics is actually our sort of competing hospital in this area. And these are our sort of missions to get our stars. We need to cure another patient to get the unlock of a ward, and some missions will actually get us to the 1-star, the 2-star, and the 3-star rating. So we have a new illness discovered, which is called clamp. Once this grips a patient, it doesn't let go. Afflicts many living statues and selfie-taking chumps. So basically this is also treated in a pharmacy, so we're already set up. We don't really have to do anything else for that. As I'm taking a sip of my drink, because my throat is actually getting a little bit dry because I've been talking too much. I've been very enthusiastic to actually get back to doing YouTube. And it really feels good to sit down and record some videos again. Oh, let's actually do this first. New illness, misery guts. Chronic grumpiness due to a nihilistic semicolon. Another pharmacy treatment. But yeah, basically, I've been very glad to get coming back to YouTube, and it is really important for me to actually do this. We will make a little bit of a longer video for this because it's an introduction to this game. So, newsflash, there's peculiar new illness in town, light-headedness. We're going to need some expensive new equipment to deal with this. Continue expanding the hospital to unlock the treatment room. We may also need another GP's office and some more staff to keep on top of things. We know. Basically, we've unlocked the ward, which I want to build at some point. Because the wards actually, it needs to be big, but it helps out a lot of patients, and it does diagnosis and treatment. So it's a very good room to have early on. We do have enough money, so let's basically go for it. And let's make this entire thing our ward. Why not? Let's put the door right here. Let's put a nursing station in right here. And let's actually put another nursing station in. Because we're going to probably have more than one nurse working here. Now, we have screens. This is where the people change. Let's actually put 4 of them. Well, actually, I think 4 is a little bit too much. And then we put in beds. So we have, let's see how we do this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That will be enough, I guess, for now. Do we put some windows in? Why not? Let's put a window right here, right here, right here, and right here. Doesn't look totally symmetric, but it's fine for now. We will put in some lockers, basically for people to put their clothes. Now, this is not how this works. They will not go to the lockers and put in their clothes or their belongings or whatever. This is just me making make-believe and finding a way to actually, you know, have a function for these things. We will have one filing cabinet over there for, you know, the important stuff that we need to know about these people. We will have a bin right next to the door. We will have a fire extinguisher right here. And we will put in some plants. Now, these people are going to lay down here for sometimes quite a while. So we're going to put a lot of plants in here to make them happy. Now, we're almost at room prestige level 4. So it's basically worth it to put something else in to get it to prestige 4. Maybe we just put in another window. That's totally fine. Bam. The ward is done. Now we need nurses to actually be in the ward. So we will do you. And we will set an extra nurse if needed, but for now we probably don't need it yet. So we're gonna fast forward again. Wards. Wards can be used for diagnosis and also to treat a range of illnesses. A nurse is required to admit each patient, look after them, and discharge them when they're ready to leave. Add multiple beds to a ward to deal with more than one patient at a time. You can also adjust. This is basically just what I just told you guys and showed you guys. Do we need benches here? No, I don't think that people will really sit down here much because we have a lot of beds and they probably don't have to wait there. So the other thing is we need another GP's office. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a mirror image of this one. So, not even a mirror image, we're just going to do the same thing. This is too big, sorry. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to pick up the door and place it over there. Put in a window. We're gonna put in another window. I'm gonna pause because we have a message. We have found a new disease. Now, important for you, if you're gonna play this, the seat that is furthest away from the desk, that is where the patient will sit. So basically, if I would put it like this, I can, but the patient will go around the desk and will take a lot more time to actually do this. So, and this is gonna hurt you if you place it another way. Not in this particular thing. Let's actually, yeah, let's put in a lot of filing cabinets. Why not? We did that in the other one too. Put in a bin, put in an extinguisher, and put in a plant, like right here. And that's it. Bam. Also need to hire a doctor. Diagnosis treatment, yeah, sure. You're pretty okay for that. And let's go on. So we need to earn 15,000 bucks to unlock the Deluxe Clinic, which is our first real treatment room. And we're gonna treat light-headedness, it's called. Bad face. We have discovered bad face as a new illness. A quite alarming contortion of the face caused by sleeping at a strange angle. Doctors recommend always using a bad protractor to monitor your sleeping angles. And this is basically treated in the ward. So, as you can see, there's someone going to the ward. And it's a she, right? Yeah, she's gonna change. Yeah, Luca Biscotti is gonna change. And just lay down and just gonna be treated. And we have another one. Same thing. What are you? Oh, you have just a hat. I thought you had something on your head stuck or whatever. But that was not the case. So yeah, basically this is the game. We're gonna continue. I really enjoy this game. I love the game, and we're gonna do more videos about it. I think you guys will enjoy it too, because this is, again, this is the tutorial level, but once we get to the other levels, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We have a lot of freedom to make a hospital as we want it, and we have a lot of upgrading space too in some of the levels, so that's gonna be amazing. And some of those levels gonna have very special features that you have to deal with, like earthquakes and stuff like that, which is going to be very, very fun. Also very annoying at some points, but also very fun. So I'm going to leave the video here. I'm going to actually start recording the next episode straight away, because I'm just so enthusiastic to start doing YouTube again. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I've been Hipbone, you've been yourself. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for watching.